If you're working as a health, fitness, or a wellness professional, you're absolutely going to run into clients that are dealing with insomnia issues. And the reason there is no remedy for insomnia is because there's a variety of underlying causes that can create the sleep trouble. And if your clients aren't sleeping, they'll tell you they just suck at being a human being. Like, you just can't function when you're not getting the sleep that your body needs. And I can remember when I was a major insomniac, when I finally fixed my issues, I woke up and the sun was up and I was like, what the heck is going on here? I had never slept to where the sun was up already. I thought the world broke. But after that, when I started sleeping through the night, every morning it was like Christmas morning. I was just a totally different human. So if you can help these clients fix their insomnia issues, they're going to be really grateful and it's really going to turn their world around. So in this video, I'm going to help you understand the 4 most common underlying causes for insomnia, how to look at your client's body chemistry to figure out which one is most likely creating the trouble for them, and steps you can take to help them turn it around. Let's jump in.
TC Hale is not a doctor and does not claim to be a doctor or licensed in any type of medical field. Don't be an idiot and use anything heard on the show as medical advice. This information should be used for educational purposes only, and you should contact your doctor for any medical advice. Now get off me.
So to really understand insomnia, we need to understand bio-individuality. Instead of looking for the cure for insomnia or some remedy that's really going to help everybody, we need to look at the person. Each client is going to have different imbalances or different malfunctions going on that are creating trouble for this sleep. But when they're not sleeping, something's going wrong, and you can usually take steps to turn that around. So the first imbalance we want to cover is an electrolyte deficiency imbalance. And to understand why this could be a problem for sleep, we need to understand that when blood sugar goes too low, it can stress the body out. It can actually cause the body to raise stress hormones, and in a severe case, it could even cause a person to have a seizure. And if minerals go too low, the same thing. It can stress the body out, it can cause the body to raise stress hormones, and in severe cases, it can even create a seizure. And if blood sugar and minerals are both going low at the same time, it could really magnify the trouble that the body could see. Now, that doesn't mean that if a client has both blood sugar and minerals both going low at the same time that they're going to have a seizure, but the body gets real defensive about something that could basically shut down the whole system, kind of what a seizure would be. But even before that, in lesser cases, it's still going to stress the body out when these things go too low. So what we need to understand is that when blood sugar goes too low, as long as there's enough minerals in the system, they can buffer that sugar going too low and it won't create so much trouble. If minerals go really low, as long as there's enough blood sugar, that can buffer the low minerals. So as long as one of those can buffer the other, everything works out okay. But since blood sugar is not always as stable, if somebody doesn't have enough minerals in this system to buffer those blood sugars ups and downs, then when blood sugar goes low, it really stresses the body out. So a lot of these people can't sleep because the body's like, hey, get up, go do something. We're in an emergency. We don't have enough resources to do all these functions that we need to complete during the night. So you need to get up and go and whack a zebra on the head. Get us something to eat. You know, the body doesn't operate with the understanding that you have a bowl of Special K downstairs in the kitchen. It operates like, oh, you might have to go out and find a source of food and get it. So it might give you a warning a little bit early and really stress about those low resources before it might really need to. But this can really affect people's sleep when they don't have enough minerals in the system. So what you can do is you can look at a client's blood pressure, and that top number, the systolic number, if that's below 112, that's a really strong indication that the client does not have enough minerals in the system. And the most common cause for minerals going low are digestive malfunctions. So if a client's dealing with any digestive symptoms at all, then that's a strong sign that they're not breaking their food down in a way that they can access all the minerals in that food and bring it into the system. So it's really common with clients when we see digestive symptoms to also see low blood pressure indicating that there's not enough mineral in the system. So if you can help those clients raise their mineral levels, then all of a sudden they have a bigger buffer zone, so when blood sugar dips a little bit, the body doesn't freak out and they can sleep through the night. So if you want to understand how to help clients correct these digestive malfunctions, chapters 3 and 4 of my book, Health Pro Results, walk you through how to help clients figure that out and correct those issues. And the book is available on Amazon, but I'm going to put a link in the description below so you can get the whole thing totally for free. And if you're a consumer that just happened upon this video because you like the topic, then you can check out my book, Kick Your Fat in the Nuts, and chapters 3 and 4 of that book go over those same topics. And we'll put a link in the description below so you can download that for free as well. Problem number 2 that can create insomnia is hypoglycemia, and this can actually go hand in hand with that electrolyte deficiency issue that we just talked about. Because hypoglycemia can cause someone to kind of process their blood sugar more aggressively. So when they're eating carbohydrates, they might create a spike, but then the crash will be really hard because the insulin may be acting almost like a bully and like processing that glucose too efficiently and sweeping out too much glucose too quickly, and they have that sugar crash. So the people that are dealing with these hypoglycemic type issues will usually have a bigger reaction if their minerals are also low. But this really helps us understand why bio-individuality is so important, because a really popular remedy for insomnia is magnesium. And we need to understand why magnesium would help these people sleep better. So if someone was dealing with hypoglycemic issues, magnesium seems to have the ability to reduce the aggressiveness that insulin is processing that glucose. So maybe they won't have as hard of a sugar crash. And then if a person is also having low mineral levels, well, magnesium is a mineral. So they're taking this magnesium and they're lifting their mineral levels to give themselves a bigger buffering system. And then they're also reducing that hypoglycemic effect that they're having when they consume carbohydrates or sugars. So it's really a double whammy, and magnesium can almost be like magic for some people that are dealing with insomnia for this reason. But the timing of that magnesium can be very important, and we're going to talk about that in just a second. And in a minute, you're going to understand why magnesium is not right for everybody and why magnesium can actually make some people's insomnia much worse. So the third issue, and a very common cause for insomnia, is what we call a catabolic imbalance. It was Dr. Emanuel Rivisi who helped us understand that the body has a natural circadian rhythm at the cellular level. So during the day, the body should be in what's called a catabolic state, where the body is very good at creating energy and keeping us active all day, but it's also very good at breaking down tissues and getting rid of metabolic waste. And then at night, the body should move into what's called an anabolic state, where the body is very good at sleeping and resting, but also rebuilding and repairing. So you can see that both of these states are appropriate. We want both of these things to happen. The problem is that for a wide variety of reasons, some clients will get stuck in one of these states most of the time. And if they're not switching back and forth from day to night like they should, it can create a wide variety of health issues. Now, if somebody's stuck in a catabolic state, it can really create a lot of trouble for sleep, because at the cellular level, they're in the awake mode. The body's like, go, 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 let's get this stuff done. It's not moving into the anabolic sleep and repair mode. So if somebody's really stuck in a catabolic state, they can be awake for days and they can have a really hard time getting into a good state of good deep sleep. So we just saw how magnesium can be so beneficial for some people dealing with insomnia, but magnesium also happens to be one of the most pro-catabolic minerals available. So if a person is stuck in this catabolic awake mode all the time and they're going to take magnesium, well, they're just throwing gas on the fire. They're magnifying the problem that is creating their insomnia in the first place. This also helps us understand that the timing of the magnesium is important. Most people that use magnesium for sleep will take it before they go to bed. So they're working against their natural circadian rhythm. So if your clients are benefiting from using magnesium for sleep, you want to help them understand that they should take that in the morning or around lunchtime, earlier in the day, so they can push the body more into that catabolic state during the day when it's supposed to be in a catabolic state. So even if it's helping them, if somebody is really stuck in a severe anabolic state, they could take magnesium at night and it's not going to make them catabolic. They're going to be able to sleep okay. It's just improving the anabolic imbalance a little bit and helping everything function better. But if they were to move that earlier in the day, it would still help improve that imbalance, but then they would be working with their body's natural circadian rhythm instead of against it. This also helps us understand why I don't use melatonin with my clients to help them sleep better. Melatonin is made by the body and it helps us sleep. And a lot of people use melatonin to try and sleep better. And when they first start taking it, they'll have the melatonin that the body is making plus the melatonin that's coming into the system, so it can really improve their sleep. But after a couple weeks or so, the body's like, oh, I got this melatonin coming in, I don't need to make melatonin anymore. And the body will make less, and then their sleep isn't as good, and they're like, oh, it can't be the melatonin, that really helped me, I'll just take more of that. But the problem is the body makes melatonin when it gets into this anabolic state. So if a person's stuck in the catabolic state and they can't get into that anabolic state at night, then they don't have the ability to produce that melatonin. So I just like to help clients move into that anabolic state at night, and then the body will be able to make melatonin like it should, and they're going to be able to sleep like a champion. So the fourth cause of insomnia is what we call a sympathetic imbalance. And the autonomic nervous system is a system that kind of runs a lot of the show behind the curtains. Like, we don't have to think about breathing, we just kind of breathe. And the autonomic nervous system has two sides. It has a parasympathetic side, which is our rest and digest side. And then there's a sympathetic fight or flight side. And the body will move back and forth as appropriate. We want both states available. We use them at different times. But if someone has a lot of stress in their life, it can really push them into this sympathetic fight or flight state all the time. And that can really restrict their ability to sleep, because in this sympathetic state, the body changes the way that it operates. If you're like running from a lion, the body's going to change the way it's operating to optimize your ability to survive that lion attack. It's going to change the way that the sugar is used. It's going to constrict the vascular system. It does all this stuff to optimize for that emergency situation. But there is no scenario in life where you would need to run from a lion and sleep. So there's no reason for the body would optimize for both of those things at the same time. That's never going to happen. So if someone's stuck in this sympathetic fight or flight state, it can really restrict their sleep. And the crazy part is that they don't even need to be stressed in their life. Their life might be like, yeah, I'm chill, everything's fine. But they could have stress in their body, and that could also push the body into that sympathetic fight or flight state. Like, maybe the stress is that they don't have enough resources for the body to complete all the functions it needs to function. And that's like you trying to pay $800 worth of bills with 12 bucks. That's a big stress. So that could be stressing the body out. Maybe the client has some type of chronic infection that they don't know about, and the body's going to war nonstop, and that's a big stress to the body. So if the client is in this overly sympathetic state, then that's really going to make it hard for them to get a good night's sleep. And what's really important to understand is that some clients will be dealing with a variety of these issues. Like when I was an insomniac, I had a major catabolic imbalance going on, but I also had an electrolyte deficiency issue going on. So I had two things working against me, and it was really affecting my sleep in a big way. So if you want to understand how to look at your client's body chemistry, and you can even teach them how to run simple self-tests at home that they do using tools they pick up at a pharmacy or a health food store, that book that I showed you how to get for free, Health Pro Results, will walk you through teaching your clients how to run those tests and help you understand how to look at their test results to understand if there appears to be a major imbalance that might be magnifying these insomnia issues for them. But right now, if you want to learn more about if your client might be leaning too far on that catabolic side or not, jump over right now and check out our video on how to help your clients fix their circadian rhythm. I can't wait to hear about your results.